Hey, Simon.
Hey, Cassie, how's it going, babe?
Good. Well, not great, actually.
Oh no, how come?
It's Gail, your best friend. She's being so mean to me again.
Really? Not again? What she said this time?
It's not what she said exactly, it's just the way she's acting. I thought we were making progress when she invited me out with her and the girls on girls' night. I thought to myself, great, finally, my boyfriend's lifelong best friend is putting in some effort with me. Maybe she wants to be friends after all, but at the bar, she just did her best to exclude me. I was sat on the end of the table and she literally was sitting next to me but had her back turned to me the whole time, just talking to her friends, who, by the way, were acting like I wasn't even there. It was completely humiliating. And then when it was time to go to the next bar, Gail pulls me aside and says she's not feeling well, so her friends are going to walk her home. But as they were walking away, they were all laughing. They weren't going home at all. They just didn't want me to be with them anymore. Like I was a bad smell. I just felt so embarrassed.
Oh my god, Cassie, that's awful. I can't believe she did that. I just don't know what's gotten into her. She seemed so happy when I told her we were dating. She literally couldn't stop asking to meet you.
I didn't say anything bad to her or anything, do you think? Like anything that she would have taken offense at?
Honestly, Gail isn't like that. She's usually so nice to people, and she hates bullying. She used to be bullied herself at school, so I'm totally shocked that she's done this.
I keep searching for reasons why. You keep saying she's this fantastic person and that you guys are best friends. But all I've seen from her is meanness, like she's been so cold. Why invite me out just to ignore me? She actively did that to humiliate me.
Gail isn't vindictive like that. Trust me, Cassie, I don't want to defend her behavior, because what you went through sounds awful, but it's so out of character for her that I just think something else is going on.
Like what? Is she in love with you or something?
In love with me? No way. Mine and Gail's relationship is completely platonic. We're just friends. We haven't even been close to hooking up, not even when we're drunk.
But has she acted like this to any of your previous girlfriends?
Not that I can think of. I mean, she didn't like one of my girlfriends, but for a really good reason. She was cheating on me and Gail found out about it. I forgave my girlfriend at the time, but Gail never liked her after that. Are you cheating on me?
What? God, no. Are you serious?
No, of course not. I was joking. But that's the only reason I can think of that would make any sense. Gail's protective over me. She always has been. So if she doesn't like you much, then she obviously doesn't trust you.
I've never given her a reason not to trust me.
Did you guys know each other before?
What do you mean?
Like, do you think you might have met her before dating me and was rude to her or something?
What? No. Has she said that?
No.
Then why did you say that?
I'm just grasping at straws, Cassie. I'm as lost as you are.
Can't you just talk to her and straight up ask her what her problem is with me?
I don't think that would go well.
How come?
Well, she'd probably just plead ignorance or flip it and say she thinks you don't like her or something like that.
You've already asked her, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I want you guys to be friends, and I've seen the way she's been with you, so I thought I'd ask her. And yeah, she thinks you don't like her.
That's such a lame excuse. This is so annoying.
I don't know. I think you've just gotta keep trying.
I'm not the one who needs to keep trying. I'm sorry, Simon. The other night was humiliating enough. I'm not putting myself through that again. And besides, I don't need her as a friend. I've got my own friends. And if she doesn't want to be my friend, then fine. But I've done my part. I've tried. It's up to her now.
Geez, okay, Cassie, it's fine. I'll talk to her again. I'll try and get to the bottom of it. Don't worry. Just relax and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm introducing you to my parents next week. It's a big week for us.
Well, I hope they like me more than your best friend does.
They're gonna love you. I'm 100% sure of it. They haven't got a reason not to.
And Gail has?
Well, if she has, I'll find out. Don't worry. I love you, babe.
I love you too. Hey Maggie, can I talk to you about something?
Of course you can, Cassie. I'm your best friend. I'm all ears. What is it?
Well, you know Simon's best friend?
Oh yeah, that Gail girl, the one that hates you?
Yeah, well, I've just about had enough of her. She's gone too far this time. She humiliated me on a night out after inviting me to join her and her friends at a bar. She just ignored me for the whole evening and then made up this lame excuse just to ditch me. I've never felt so embarrassed in my life.
Oh, Cassie, she's such a jerk.
Anyway, I told Simon about it, and he's kind of acting like it isn't a big deal, and that I need to put in more effort with her, but I don't think I can.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There is only so much effort you can put in with someone who doesn't like you.
I just don't get it. What could I have possibly done to offend this woman so much that she would actively go out of her way to humiliate me in public? Am I that dislikable?
Honey, I have friends who I pretend to like. You are definitely not one of them. You're the nicest person I know, hands down. If this Gail girl doesn't like you, then I'm afraid it can only be because she's jealous of you. That's the only way to rationally explain irrational behavior. This woman is straight up jealous of you, Cassie.
But what could she possibly be jealous about?
I mean, I would say she's jealous of your looks, your personality.
But she doesn't even know me. I mean, barely. She hasn't tried.
But I actually think it's more deep than that.
Yeah? How deep?
Well, you say she and Simon have been friends their whole life.
Yeah, since they were kids.
Well, have they had any history? Like, romantic history?
Well, Simon swears they haven't. But every time I ask the question, he gets super animated and tries to change the subject really quickly. Like he tries to act grossed out by the thought of it. But that seems super disingenuous. Because Simon and Gail aren't related. It's not like I'm suggesting he's had a romantic history with his sister or anything, and Gail's a good-looking girl. I mean, really good-looking. I definitely think that there has been something between the two of them in the past, something that Simon doesn't want to tell me about.
I'm absolutely certain of it, Cassie.
You're certain?
I wouldn't say 100%, but 90% certain, yeah. Listen, I think it's possible that straight people from the opposite sex can be friends in a platonic way. But I don't want to sound pessimistic here, but not straight attractive people. Straight attractive people, single people, always end up getting together, even if it's just a drunk hookup. Like, it always happens.
You think?
Always. It's one of the cold hard facts of life. If a dude's got a girl best friend, he has fallen in love with that girl at least once in his lifetime. Or they've hooked up once. It's the law of nature.
Or what?
Or one or both of them is gay.
Oh, come on, Maggie. That's just your opinion. That's not backed up by fact. Straight dudes and women can definitely just be friends.
So explain why she's so cold with you then. There's no other explanation. Maybe if you, say, bullied her in elementary school, then that would be a good reason. Or maybe she's just a psychopath. But I would put my house and all my money on Gail having some feelings for Simon. Even if nothing has happened with them in the past, something is happening now.
But how am I going to find out? Simon just denies everything as soon as I ask him.
You just gotta come out and ask her.
Gail? You think I should ask Gail?
Yeah, I do. What do you got to lose? She already doesn't like you, so why not just ask her?
So I should just ask her what exactly? Are you in love with my boyfriend? Is that the reason you hate me so much?
Yeah, something like that.
And what if Simon finds out? He'll lose it with me. I'm supposed to be meeting his parents next week.
You should find out before you meet his parents. If he's lying about this, then it's huge. It's a massive betrayal of trust. So I would ask her today. And then tell me what she says.
Okay, I suppose I could text her, but she's probably going to deny it, like Simon denies it.
Maybe, but as I said, you've got nothing to lose.
Okay, here goes nothing.
Good luck!
Hey, Gail. Cassie, you okay? Get home okay after the other night? Well, actually, I was going to talk to you about the other night.
Yeah, you have fun.
Not exactly.
Oh, why?
Well, I've been getting this feeling, this impression from you that you don't like me much.
Impression? What impression?
Well, it's quite obvious. For as long as I've been dating Simon, I've felt this animosity from you. Like, you don't like me. Actually, like you hate my guts.
I don't hate your guts, Cassie.
Then why do you act the way you do toward me?
What way?
You ignored me the other night. In fact, you actively tried to exclude me from your conversation. I felt really embarrassed.
I'm sorry, Cassie. Listen, I don't hate you. It's just hard for me. Seeing you with Simon.
What?
Well, he must have told you about us.
Told me what? Simon told me you guys were best friends since childhood.
Yeah, we've been close since childhood, but I wouldn't say we've been the closest of friends. We've actually had a pretty up and down relationship. We were good friends, but then things changed.
How did they change, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, Simon's been in love with me for a long time, Cassie.
What? In love with you? He told you this?
Yeah, he told me this, like, a few months ago. He told me that he'd only been pretending with other girls and that he couldn't stop thinking about me. And that he'd been in love with me for as long as he could remember.
What?
Yeah, but the problem was, when he told me this,
I had a boyfriend. He wanted me to leave my boyfriend and go out with him instead, but I said no, it was all too much. But then I broke up with my boyfriend and I kinda rebounded with Simon. I didn't mean to, but he was just there. And then I started developing these feelings for Simon that I'd never had before. I thought of him as my best friend before all of this. But now, suddenly I started seeing him in a different light. I was attracted to him. I started thinking we were destined to be together. Maybe I was just sad after my breakup, but I genuinely thought I might be in love with him. And then, one week, he just shows up at a bar with you. And he starts acting like nothing ever happened between us. I've never been so confused in my life. That was the first night I met you. Simon and I had only been dating for a week. You were so nice to me that evening. Yeah, I remember. He introduced me to you as his best friend. I was in shock. But the next day, he shows up at my house and he's acting all strange, saying how confused he is, that he still wants to be with me. But he'd met you and you were so sweet and he didn't know how to break it off with you. I was so stupid to fall for his lies. I should never have slept with him. But we did. At my house. The day after the bar. After we sleep together, he starts crying, saying he's all messed up. But since that day, we haven't really spoken. He just brings you along to these social events, and I'm too embarrassed to tell anyone what's happened. That lying piece of... I know you're angry with him. I'm angry with him too. He's leading us both on. I guess I had all this resentment towards Simon, but I'm so used to being his friend that I didn't want to hate him. So I decided to hate you instead. But that was unfair of me, and I'm sorry. I feel so bad for excluding you the other night. That wasn't my intention. I genuinely wanted to get to know you a bit more, to forget about what happened with Simon. I had this plan. If we became friends, then I could forgive Simon. But as soon as you arrived, all these feelings just came flooding back, and I couldn't even look at you. This is insane. I thought you hated me because of something I'd said to you. But it was because you and Simon were sleeping with each other? I'm supposed to meet his parents next week. I can't speak on behalf of Simon, Cassie. He clearly likes you. I just don't know where I stand. And I thought you should know what the deal was between us. Well, thank you for telling me, Gail. This makes a lot of sense now. I guess Maggie was right after all. Who's Maggie? Never mind. Let's hang out soon? In the nicest possible way, Gail. No, thank you. I don't think we'll be seeing much more of each other after this. Okay. Yeah, but thanks, and have a nice life. Goodbye, Cassie. Bye. Gail's bombshell about her and Simon's past was enough for me to end my relationship with Simon. He cried a lot when I confronted him about what Gail had told me, but if this leads Simon and Gail back together, then so be it. Hopefully their weird relationship can blossom and they can have a very dysfunctional marriage in the future. As for me, I'm going to make sure my next boyfriend's best friend is a beer-guzzling, football-loving frat boy.